If you have set up a trust in Dubai or you're planning to create one, a key question that comes up often is that what happens when the settlor, the person who creates the trust, dies? This is one of the main reasons people choose trust in the first place. To make sure their assets are protected, passed on smoothly to the next generation, and managed according to their wishes even after they're gone. In this video, I'll walk you through exactly what happens when a settlor dies, how the trust continues to operate, and why this structure is such a strong option for long-term planning. Before we start, my name is Shiraz Baid and I'm the founder at Lepidus Wealth, where we help clients and families protect their assets using a range of tools, including trust, foundations, wills, and offshore structures. So if you own a business or real estate, don't wait until a legal or health crisis to start thinking about protecting what you have built. Instead, request your free and customized asset protection plan by clicking the link below. You can then implement it step by step as your journey progresses. When you create a trust, you transfer ownership of your assets into that trust. You are no longer the legal owner, the trustee is. But you set the rules for how those assets are being used. The rules are written in a trust deed. You can also appoint beneficiaries who will benefit from that trust either now or in the future. Now, coming to the question, what happens when the settlor of that trust dies? First, the trust does not end. That's the most important thing to understand. A trust is not like a personal bank account or a will. It is a legal entity that keeps going even if the person who created it passes away. After the settlor dies, the trustee continues managing the trust according to the instructions in the trust deed. That means the assets remain protected, the beneficiaries still receive distribution, and no court processes is needed to handle the assets you leave behind in the trust. This is a big benefit, especially if the settlor had global assets or family members in different countries. The trustee follows the instructions in the trust deed. For example, if the deed says the children receive income until the age of 30 and then full control after that, the trustee follows that exactly. Or if the deed says that spouse receives lifetime support and then the children inherit, again the instructions remain active after the settlor's death. Many trusts also have a protector, someone who has the power to oversee the trustee, remove them, and approve key decisions. If the settlor dies, the protector can still step in and, if needed, make sure the trust is being managed properly. One of the big advantages of a UAE trust is that it avoids forced inheritance rules. In many countries, especially in Middle East, Europe, or Asia, there are rules about how the assets must be split after death. But if your assets are already in a trust, those laws don't apply. The trust deed controls what happens to your assets. Also, there is no need for probate. That's the legal process where a will is validated, debts are settled, and assets are distributed. It can take months, even years, if it's public. With a trust, none of that applies. The trustee already has legal title and can keep managing the assets without delay. Other benefits is privacy. When someone dies and their will goes to the court, the details become part of the public record. With the trust, everything stays private. The trustee continues quietly managing the assets without public filing. Another common question is that can a settlor also be a beneficiary? And the answer is yes, especially with discretionary trust. While you're alive, you can still benefit from the trust. You can receive income, use assets, or even get support from the trust if allowed in the deed. But after the death, the trust continues for the next generation. You can also create a letter of wishes. This isn't legally binding, but it's a personal note to the trustee explaining your preferences, like how you would like the funds to be used, values to be passed on, or how the beneficiaries should be supported. It gives guidance after you're gone. If the trust holds business assets, the trustee can appoint managers, vote shares, or even sell businesses. Again, according to the trust deed. This helps avoid disruption, especially if family members are not ready to take over. Now, let's talk about taxes. A Dubai trust, especially in DIFC or ADGM, is recognized internationally and offers strong protection. But if your beneficiaries live in other countries, they may still owe tax on what they receive from the trust. That's why it's important to plan globally, and we help our clients exactly do that. In some cases, families choose to move the residency of the trust to a jurisdiction where their beneficiaries live to simplify reporting. Other creates holding structures like offshore companies underneath the trust to separate operating assets from long-term assets. The key is that you have options and flexibility when the structure is set up the right way from the start. Another reason trusts are used is for blended families, where the settler has children from more than one marriages or want to provide differently for various beneficiaries. The trust deed allows you to give detailed, customized instructions that avoid family disputes. It also allows you for stage inheritance. For example, the trust can distribute money at the age of 25, 30, and 40 rather than giving a large sum all at once. Or it can pay for education and housing, but not for lifestyle expenses until a certain age. A good trustee makes all the difference. We make sure that everything operates smoothly and that beneficiaries are supported and that your original vision is followed. So when the settler of a UAE trust dies, the trust continues without any disruption. There is no need for the court filings, probate, or public disclosure. The trustee follows the trust deed, manages the assets, and ensures that the beneficiaries receive what is intended. It's stable, private, and built to last. As I mentioned earlier, if you own a business or real estate, don't wait for legal or health crisis to start thinking about protecting your wealth. Many people think asset protection is only for ultra wealthy. But the reality is that some of these solutions cost as much as setting up a free zone company in Dubai. If you want to secure what you have built and ensure your legacy, you can request your free and customized asset protection plan by clicking the link in the description below. And if you're serious about building long-term financial security, you should really check out my next video right here.